Hello, my beautiful people. It is January 9th, 2024. I'm trying to uplift myself because I seriously say it quite often that I think I have seasonal affective disorder. And the sun just came out. It's like 3 o'clock, and we've had so much rain and overcast. I would have thought that I would have been more depressed, but I've been doing okay. I think again, I'm just in a funk, and I just have to intro this little bit of an episode to just vent and say, since maybe a lot of you have heard me say, or not, that sometimes I tend to do a lot of negative, repetitive thinking. You'd think I'd be doing some tapping or something like that more often to just shake the shit out of myself and my damn meridians. Not that you can shake the shit out. I'm just being stupid because I just feel like a lot of times I'm really dramatic about my life. And this is also, I think, being part of always being a writer and always going so deep and having so much alone time and constantly reflecting. It's like I can't. It feels like, I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like I cannot live as much as I try, in the present. And meditating, yes, is very good for that, but I feel like it doesn't last. So, and I also, this isn't a bad thing to talk about, but I don't know that a lot of people talk about it because, again, we view our lives and other people's lives a certain way. But the whole walking the path, feeling lonely, it's okay to have those moments and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes I'm like, I think I just do so much of that thinking, am I the only one? Am I the only one who thinks like this? Am I the only one like this and that? And it's just annoying. Actually, I annoy myself a lot of the time. So there we go with that. This, what I was hoping to do in these, which I do actually really like doing these dailies, is that I get to explain what I'm going to be doing in my longer videos, like the coaching ones or just guest videos or whatever, so that if you do miss them, you'll hear them over here, so you'll hear it here first, and then you can see if you want to listen to more over there. So the next one that's going to be coming up in my breaking patterns for the new year 2024, breaking them for good, is going to be another very interesting one. Basically, how to not be a people pleaser. And I never knew that I would never define myself like that, and I never would have thought of myself like that. And you might not as well. So I think it'd be fascinating for those of you, just, anybody to listen to it, because the examples that basically I'm going to talk about, because it's really, you think it's easy. Okay, just come up with one example. Yes, I can give you one example, but the people pleaser, if you want to call it mentality or mindset, it really encompasses so much of your life. And I started writing down all these examples, and I'm like, oh my God, there's 20, 30, 40 things, because it's really all about personal empowerment. And for people that have a strong sense of self, and that are not like this, they don't really have to deal with this. Sometimes I feel like they skate through life a little bit easier, just because they're able to set boundaries. They stand up for themselves, as far as the stating boundaries, initially and just right away and just with confidence. But also, along with that, I found in the people that I've met, they're not very compassionate because they almost don't know how to be. So while I didn't know how to be direct, I always knew how to be compassionate. So it's really fascinating to me. The point in those videos, though, is to simplify and make it really easy for people to integrate these changes into your life, their lives, your lives. And I hope that you can, because the overanalysis, the dissecting, the everything that I've done, if I were to give you in detail, it's too many words, it's too much information. And like I said, I can annoy myself because I just take one thing and then it takes me somewhere else, deeper and deeper. And you guys just need to know, like kind of the basics of just basically understanding the issue, the area that you want to work on, if there is one. And we're going to say the people pleasing thing, and how to get through that and how to do that without self defense. Because while I would definitely recommend that, there's other things you can do, like learning speak up skills and different phrases. But there is a level of work that you have to put into to all of this. It really can be very exhausting. And you are not meant to have to memorize all these different phrases. You can go and actually study about a boundary setting and compassionate assertiveness and how you can apply it in your life. You can go research that on your own, because I haven't made any of it up. Like sometimes some things I'll pick and choose, right? Like what I want to integrate and how I want to say that, being really direct, without sounding like a bitch. So you can pretty much still say, like, I need you to stop. Will you please stop? Following it up. Did you hear me? It could just even be like, would it be possible to XYZ? This type of language, again, it sounds really simple and easy, but for somebody, I hope this doesn't sound offensive, because I don't know to say, like, using it as a noun, but I feel like I was mute. Like, I did not only I didn't have speak up skills or assertiveness skills, or let's just say I wanted to speak up, but I didn't know how to do it without sounding like a bitch. So that's the best way to describe it. And those of you who are listening to this earlier in life that kind of get what I'm saying, is like, you're still kind of learning in the beginning. You're going through these processes and these life experiences, and you may have to go through them. And then you're just like, and the person may have said, well, why didn't you just say something? Well, why didn't you just, do this or that? Or what were you afraid of? And that's kind of like the way you learned, like, oh shit, okay, I won't do that again, or whatever it is. But I'm just giving you these skills and these tips and recommendations, and also how to help you, because we're still going to make, if you want to call them mistakes, lessons. Is that there's still going to be, there's a lot, there's basically a lot. And I don't expect you to memorize things. When I was first learning about all this stuff, I was overwhelmed, and I kind of felt like I had to. But I think one of the biggest lessons, yes, in feeling your rights, you have to, as a people pleaser, be able to feel your rights. And there is a way to do that without self-defense learning. I just would highly recommend it. And so, on so many different levels. So, feeling like I didn't have the words and I didn't know what to say, then I didn't say anything. And what would happen, right? Maybe you have a falling out and you don't talk to your friend anymore, or you just don't talk for weeks and then you never deal with the issue, and all these sorts of things impacts your whole everyday life. So that is what I'm going to say in this video, is that I wanted to introduce that I'm going to, I always make attempts, like I said, to keep it brief, make it digestible, understandable, and that you can incorporate it right away. So if you are a person who, I will close with saying, you feel guilty for saying no, you're the person who feels obligated to go to things, you're the person like me who would like pick up the phone or open the door to a stranger, when maybe you shouldn't open the door to the stranger, and you shouldn't pick up the phone because you just don't need to. You don't have to. There's so many other things, not making eye contact with people on the street or the homeless just because you don't want to have some sort of confrontation of any sort with them. Maybe you feel pressured by family members or friends regarding certain things, like I said, obligations of what you're supposed to do, act, be. You don't want to disappoint, right? So, and maybe you already understand that these are fears that you have, but you really just don't know how to move past them. And I think that state is very, now I know, knowing what I know, is very, I think the best words to describe it are crippling and debilitating, because you don't really know how to stop Or maybe you know how to stop, but you don't do it. And you're like, why don't I just do that? Just stop doing that. Or why don't I speak up? Like, it's so dumb, right? So I will help you and focus on positive responses only when you get into these situations. And there's plenty of ways you can practice. Parenting was one of the first ways in learning how to be assertive. Just like I said, the whole I need you to stop thing, and it's very exhausting. Can be with children, the following up and the different things, which is why I'm not a great candidate for more than one. But I have babysat them and I have had experiences working around large groups of them. So that's all, people. I hope you're having a good day and that I'm feeling better because the sun is out, and I will jump on and talk as needed. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.